Welcome to Unapologetically Badass, the podcast for women over 40 who are done dimming their light. I'm your host, Renee Cabbone Fleming, coach, queen, and master of the midlife glow up. Solo chats, epic guests, no filter. Let's freaking go. Hello. Welcome back to another fabulous episode of Unapologetically Badass. I am so excited because today's guest is living proof that your best chapter does not come with an expiration date. She's known around the world as Ms. World Traveler with over 140 countries stamped on her passport, a career that expands well into her 60s, and a life defined by curiosity, courage, and reinvention. Kerry Damiano, did I pronounce that right?
Yes,
I
thank you.
did. I knew I was going to. Okay, good. Is a former Miss Idaho USA, a powerhouse in the pageant world, and for more than 4 decades as a coach, judge, sponsor, and creator, and an award-winning force across beauty, fashion, digital media, and business, earning honors like the Titan Women in Business Award, Ava, Vega, NewYorkDigital.com, and seven global beauty awards. But titles honestly only tell part of the story. Kerry is also a mentor to young women, a fashion and jewelry designer, an accomplished pianist, and the founder of The Amazing Word, a scripture memorization ministry rooted in faith and purpose. What I love most about Kerry is this. She doesn't just talk about reinvention, she embodies it. She shows us that aging isn't a slowdown, it's an expansion. So today we're talking about courage, faith, curiosity, confidence, and why the second half of your life might be just the most powerful one yet. So if you've ever wondered, is it too late? This episode is your answer. Kerry, welcome to Unapologetically Badass.
Thank you so much. Wow, that was quite an intro. I'm going to meet that person.
Like, oh, who's that? Pinch me. You're gonna have to press play on that every day. That sounds good. You're amazing. I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you. I love what you're talking about, your second half being your best, because it's so true. It's so, there's just such a freedom with getting older and getting to that point where you're not trying to please everybody. You're confident in your own skin, and you just say, I am who I am. I'm authentically me. I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. And you live in that place. And I think people recognize that. And there's a beauty in that is gracefully, going as you get older, it just gets bigger. Your confidence gets bigger. Your passion for life gets bigger. And it's a great chapter.
So have you noticed that? Because you were Miss Idaho USA, and one would believe or perceive that when you are in the pageant world, you have a strong sense of confidence and, expectations of yourself, right? Were you always this confident going, yeah, I'm bold, I'm Kerry, or was that something you evolved in?
I always walked to the beat of my own drummer. My mom used to say that even when I was a young girl. I just did my own thing. But I think you embrace it more. It
Yeah.
it magnifies
Mhm.
as you get older, and just again, with maturity comes wisdom, and that is something you can't just snap your fingers and get. We all wish we could, right? No, that comes, after time and after lots of experience, and so it's just in a different place.
Yes. Now you said that you've traveled over 140 countries.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
obviously you have a huge passion. Do you travel solo or do you typically go with others?
I typically travel by myself, but how my journey got started was I traveled with my mom. She took me on my first international trip. It's a college graduation present, and that was in 1984. And we traveled quite a bit, like road trips and such before that. That was my first, big 10 countries in 17 days kind of a thing. And I got hooked. So my mom and I traveled together for about 10 years. Right then, like I knew what I was doing and wanted to, break out and be a little bit more independent. So that's when I started traveling by myself. So for over 30 years now, I have done it by myself and I love it. And part of what Ms. World Traveler is our mission is to inspire women to travel, even if they have to do it alone, and then shop local, which is what I love to do. I love to support women, artists, designers, entrepreneurs, no matter where I go in the world. It's like we're in a club, right? Supporting each other. And that's kind of what I do as Ms. World Traveler.
So, traveling alone, especially as a woman, comes with the risk or risk and uncertainty of safety. How do you prepare for that? Or is that something you're like, you know what? No, I'm not going to let myself get to that place.
A little bit of both. I try to be practical, right? I'm not out late night by myself in strange areas. I mean, I don't do that at home either. So that's just being practical, right? Being sort of prepared, observant of everything that's around you. You have to be that way at home.
Yeah.
So, it's, I don't know that it's all that different, but I do know this, that I try not to let fear stop me. And I think that's what traps a lot of women
Right.
and not just for traveling by themselves, but for a lot of things in life is fear. It's a fear of being alone, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not having enough money, fear of not being able to figure it out. Whatever your fear is, that's where we can be easily trapped by that. So I think you almost have to take that thought captive, and just say, I'm just not going to let fear tell me what I should or should not be doing.
Has there been time okay, name some of the places, because do you speak multiple languages? Like, how is the communication when you're traveling to other countries?
I have a few words, but that's it. I don't speak anything really fluently. And it was a big deal the first 35 years of traveling. But now with Google Translate, it's nothing. It's very easy to communicate. But the other things, really since the advent of the internet, we are a much more global economy. And so a lot more people speak English now because they're online, they're singing American music, it's just, we're just much more global. And so I found the last number of years, it just has not been an issue.
Oh, I love that. Where's been some of your favorite places that you've traveled to?
Ooh, I have many favorites for many different reasons, but I just got back from a trip to Africa, and we're starting our Africa content on Ms. World Traveler, our YouTube channel, this week. So it was a loop around the southern countries, which was South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Mozambique, Swaziland, and Lesotho. So that was really quite a fabulous trip.
Do you did you do that solo?
I had private guides everywhere I went.
You did. Okay. Yeah.
It's not Cape Town, which is
Right.
very safe and that's easy to get around there. But all the others, for one, I'm an advocate of private guides for a couple of reasons. One is the safety issue. We just talked about when I don't know the area well enough to know, is this a safe part of town or is that, so rather than cross the street and all of a sudden get into a bad area you knew nothing about, I travel with a private guide who knows. Second is if there is a language barrier. Third is I have such limited time. Some of those places I was in town for one day.
Oh,
I have to see as much as I can, boom, 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 boom. And if you're spending half your time trying to figure out where you are and what to see and getting from one place to another, you're wasting your time. So to me, it's more valuable. It's a better use of my travel budget to hire someone to take me to all the places I need to see and then move on to the next place.
that I love. How do you find like the perfect guy? Because a lot of women also get, fear, not knowing, right? Some are using ChatGPT to book, and ChatGPT booked a beautiful Napa trip for me. But how do you find the perfect guy? Do you have a great travel agent? Do you do this research yourself?
I do all the research myself.
You
Yeah.
do.
And it's that, you get a feel. You get a feel for how they communicate back with you, kind of price range is just part of it, but their communication, if they've listened
Mhm.
to what I want to do. For example, I'll say, I don't want to do this. And if their tour itinerary they send me back has included in it, you didn't even listen. You had a,
Yeah.
template And that you weren't listening to specifically what I wanted. But if I see someone who's really, okay, I'm going to take you this place and this because you said you were interested in that, I can tell that they're in tune with what I want to do. So I had great guides in Africa. One was a little young and inexperienced. We struggled just a little bit, but other than that, I had great guides.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you do your due diligence and you do your research
Yes,
on it for sure.
yes,
Well, that's what makes it, more comfortable, I would assume, for you being safe and
absolutely.
traveling other countries.
And I think for women too, if you do the research ahead of time, you have a comfort level. Even if you know someone's going to be there and help take care of you, or whether they're not, it doesn't matter. You feel like I'm armed with information.
Yeah.
And once you have that knowledge, that again grows confidence and you
Right.
feel like I can do this. I've checked it out. You can't completely know because
Right.
you are stepping in to the unknown, but you can be as ready as you can be.
Yes, it's very empowering when women step out and do something for themselves as grand
Absolutely.
as traveling solo. That's something that's been on my radar to travel outside the
Yes.
country solo. Obviously, I've
Yes.
traveled within the country, but,
Uh-huh.
outside of the country solo. So that's
Where are you thinking? Do you have someplace in mind?
I don't know. There's so many places that I love, and then there are places that I wanna go to. Like, I love Italy. I can go to Italy every month, like, that would
Oh,
be fantastic. Just eat and
oh,
drink my way through the country. I'm totally good.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that's one of my
You,
favorites.
you
So
would love it.
you've been
And
to Italy?
oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I'm Italian too, Damiano. So, or if in Italian, Damiano. And if you
Yeah,
don't say it with the hands, it doesn't work. Damiano.
I mean, I'm Carbone Esposito, so I got the Italian. Carbone and Esposito was it in Italy.
Okay, you get it.
Yeah.
But oh yes, you would love Italy. And again, it's pretty easy to get around now. There's lots of people who speak English, and it's actually very reasonably priced. I just spent a month there, not 25, 24. And it's reasonable to stay there. It's reasonable to eat. So you can actually do it for comparatively to a lot of
Yeah.
other places that are expensive to go. It's quite budget friendly to go there.
Ooh, I know who I'm gonna contact when I need to make some plans for sure. Everyone's gonna be blowing up your social media going, "Hurry, help me out." So on your YouTube channel, do you offer tips and advice?
A little bit, not really though. It's woven in
Okay.
to storytelling.
Yeah,
Reason I do that, Renee, is because there's thousands of travel bloggers out there who are telling you where to eat and where to stay. And
yeah,
I use some of that too. I listen to others and
right.
glean information when I'm doing my research. But I wanted to do something that set me apart, because that's what you kind of have to do,
Mhm.
right? The banner sets me apart. It's a bit of a marketing shtick as
Yeah,
well as an homage to my 4 decades in the pageant industry. But importantly, it's who I am.
yeah.
I love fashion and style and shopping and architecture, history, culture, a lot of what might be considered girly things. I don't have any need for extreme export adventures. I don't need to jump off any cliffs or
Yep.
so I tried to put together a show that was very much about what I was passionate about. And I figure if I'm passionate about it, other women are going to be as well.
That's wonderful. And your faith has been and continues to be a huge foundation for you, right?
Yes, yes.
And
It's
how
so
did how
intrinsic to who I am.
intrinsic. Okay, so tell us about what you've created in the faith-based world.
Mm. Well, I don't call myself a preacher, but we're all a minister in
Yes.
some way, right? So really everything that I do is about trying to bless other people, ministering to other people. So I don't charge for a single thing that I do. And you probably can't tell, but I haven't missed a single meal. So, so, so God has blessed me because I've, spent my time, my career, my working life trying to bless others. So when I do pageant coaching, I do that free of charge. When I'm Ms. World Traveler and I'm promoting women and their businesses. I don't charge them to be on the show, so I don't make any money from it. It's just a way to bless people. And that comes from a position of faith.
Oh, that's so wonderful. How long have you been a pageant coach as well? Was that right after?
Let's see, like 2001, so 25 years.
Wow.
Been in it longer than that, but
Yeah.
had done it just for fun, just to help people. And then I realized, okay, this is something I should market a little bit and start trying to get more clients. It took a long time to build, but I love sewing into the lives of young women. That's just it. That's the reward, right? Just
Yeah.
watching them become, uh, coming into their confidence, into their own, I am who I am, into their own independence and authenticity.
Quick crown check, Queen. If you're vibing with this episode, you're exactly the type of badass I built my empire for. Whether you're building your fuck it fund, launching your brand, craving a midlife reinvention, or just want to look and feel like a million freaking bucks, I've got you. From merch that speaks your truth to digital tools, coaching, and yes, even collagen that slaps. I serve the sass, the strategy, and the sparkle to help women over 40 take up space and cash checks doing what they love. Head on over to reneecabbonefleming.com or tap the link in the show notes. Pick your flavor of badass and let's turn your midlife into your power era. That's wonderful. But you've always done that as a no fee? Like, how do you build a business and not charge anyone?
That is a very long answer. How much time have we spent?
I'm sure our listeners going, okay, if she's not charging anyone for anything, how is she traveling to 140 countries?
Exactly. And God has provided. But again, because I, my boss is above.
Yep.
That's who I answer to. That's what motivates me. That's how I work. That's what gives me the passion and energy. And then there's rewards from that. So does that make sense? That, tax dividends and refunds and, every once in a while somebody sends me money. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
crazy where the money comes from, but I never worry about it. I never worry about how much is in my checkbook because you cannot outgive God.
oh.
So if you give of yourself, your time, your treasure, your talent, it comes back to you. Sometimes the most unexpected ways.
Oh my gosh, you give me goosebumps. I love that. Um, we talk about, women over 40 and having the fear, right, of reinventing themselves. Uh, how do you help them? Do you work with also with women over 40 as well? Because when we talk about pageant
Absolutely.
coaching, it's
Yep.
not necessarily for,
All ages. I
yeah,
have a 70-year-old gal right now, all ages. And I've judged a number of senior pageants, which are, the oldest contestant I've judged was 90 years old.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, don't you
It's for
feel
everyone.
this there seems to be a shift that there's a huge, I can't say acceptance, but there's a huge opportunity for women in our older years, right? 50 and older,
Absolutely.
whether it's through, social media, content creation, selling product, like the authenticity of women experiencing life or has experienced you know uh, decades of
Yes.
life. There seems to be such a need and a want to see that age group. Don't you feel that?
Mhm. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
much so. And I think it's because we are at a place technology wise and societal norm wise that you can create your own success. You can have a job online. You can work at home. You can work remotely. There's just so much opportunity for women to be in their own business and do what they want to do, live out their passion. Whatever that is. So I think that because of that, that we're in the right place technology wise for those opportunities, that people are accepting that there's no time limit on
Right.
your dreams. There's no age limit on your dreams. It's okay to pursue them wherever stage of life you are in.
Yes. And we're not the Golden Girls, like the television
Right.
show, right? Like as
Right.
we now nowadays, I mean, 80 is the new 50. Like there's so much,
Exactly.
the way we look, the way we dress, our confidence, the way we feel, like
That's right.
the norm of what you're supposed to look like or act like when you're a certain age or dress like has gone right out the window.
Right. Well, I remember when I was in high school, I pictured in my mind that when we came back for our 20-year reunion, which would be like 38, that we would be in wheelchairs with canes. I mean, that was my idea of what 20 years in the future looked
Right.
like. And then even growing up, I thought of people who retired, which is okay, 65, retired. I pictured them in rocking chairs on their porch, doing
Yes.
nothing. Well,
Right.
I mean, those kind of images are just, so far from where we are now. And
Yeah.
isn't that a good thing?
It's a great thing. Fantastic. That's why I feel like at 56, I'm just getting started. I'm like, watch out,
Absolutely.
world.
And you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
You,
Oh,
you, you were talking about a shift that you've had in your career and a new chapter for you. And it's so exciting.
yeah.
That's what keeps you young and vibrant. And you wake up energized and passionate about what you do.
Right.
You feel young, right?
Yes. And that's why I created this platform, because I want women to really embrace that at any age you can reinvent yourself. I didn't 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it was not on my bingo card to have a podcast. Wasn't. I was like, and then, but as we evolve and we grow into the person that he wants us to be, and when we listen, we go, you know what? I'm going to try it. What's the worst thing that will happen? No one will listen. No one will come on. Okay, so I'll talk to
So true.
the green dot. We call it dot. I had an event this past weekend, and we were talking about the fact of when you do live videos and no one's on, when you're just talking on your computer, you're looking at a green
Yeah.
dot. So we're like, we'll
Yes.
just name it dot. Like, so I say, hi dot, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I love that.
Right?
We're in the same position with Ms. World Traveler. We don't have a lot of views left. We don't have a ton of followers.
Yeah.
And we've only been on 3 years, so I understand it takes a long time to really grow. But we don't do it with any less passion just
Yeah.
because we don't have a ton of followers and we don't necessarily get a lot of views. Sometimes we get a lot, so you never know, right? What's going to appeal to people?
Right.
Exactly. It's like that all the time. But I do it because I'm passionate about it. And again, I think that is contagious. That when you are passionate about something, other people sense it and want to hang on the coattails. That
Yes, absolutely. And I say, a couple of things. First of all, you say the passion. If we have a PhD in whatever we're doing, passion, heart, and desire, that's all we need to succeed, right?
okay,
PhD.
I
So,
need to borrow it.
yep,
Write it down.
absolutely. Go ahead, take that PhD in life. Like if we have a PhD to just live authentically, then
Right.
beautiful. That's what's going to, right? Go ahead, write that down. I love it. Um, and the other thing that I always share with my clients and my team is remember because a lot of us look at vanity metrics and
Yes.
the how many followers do you have or how many people have viewed it or whatever, because that's what they've told us is important.
Is important, or
However,
that that's your success.
and that right, and that exactly
Mhm.
that measures your success. When in all actuality, if you walked into a room and 30 people went, "Oh, that's Kerry Damiano," right?
Right.
We would be like,
Right.
fantastic. 30 people had eyes on me. But yet if
Right.
we see
Right.
30 views, we go, it's not 3
Uh,
million.
exactly. Exactly. It's about the hearts that you touch, the
Yes.
lives you touch, the lives you
Yeah.
change. Um, and that isn't a metric
Right.
really that can be measured,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
like you said, it's,
For one
if some, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that like you said, if you do it for one, if you're showing up authentically and one woman watches your video and watches your videos and says, wow, what an inspiration. She is traveling alone. Look at these beautiful places that I might be missing out on. Let me do something.
Exactly.
Then that's what
Exactly.
you were meant to do, is inspire
Right.
one woman. Yep.
Right. one at a time.
One
Isn't that all we can hope for, right? One at a time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes. No, I'd rather have a smaller group of women who are really enthusiastic to support and love on what I do versus millions of people to just scroll by.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
You know,
what's
I never wanted to be an influencer.
yeah.
You know, when this whole thing came about, that wasn't anywhere on the radar to be influencer. It was to inspire or to be
Right.
an inspirer, if that's a word.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? That I
Yeah.
think it's very different. You know, I'm not holding up products and, you know, you should try this. I'll tell you about my experience, but not trying to influence people. I want to inspire people, whether it's by my faith, by passion for what I do, by some confidence, you know, whatever it is. If somebody can grab a hold of that and say, if she can do it, I can do it,
Yeah.
then my job has been successful.
I feel the same way. And that's exactly why I love having fabulous women like you on here so that others can
Thank you.
see that anything is possible at any stage of our lives, right?
That's right. Amen.
Amen. So you've been also in the fashion world. Tell us about the fashion world that you've
Yes.
what exactly does
Well,
that mean?
I had my own fashion line for a while, and it was a total and complete failure, but I learned a lot from it. Nobody bought anything that I made, and it's very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, people would say, "Oh, your stuff is so beautiful," but I don't know where I would wear it. And I'm like, to the
Oh,
grocery store, you know, to a soccer game.
right. Oh,
So that's okay. So, you know, I lost my shirt on that, and that's fine. I learned from it. And now what I do in fashion is I do a lot of design work, but it's just for like some of my pageant girls, people that I know. So I'm making things for people in particular, for myself. And kind of exciting news. Just last May, I showed my collection, or August actually. No, when it was. It was May. We showed my collection in Coeur d'Alene Fashion Week, and Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is where I grew up. So it was back in my hometown. And so that was just a special moment to
yeah.
see my stuff on the runway. And uh,
That's
it was very cool.
beautiful. That is beautiful. Do you have a website where you actually sell your designs?
I don't, no, no.
Okay, so it's just for your
Again, because I had done that before and nothing
yep,
sold. So
yep,
now, and again, I don't charge for anything I do. So I don't charge for my design work. I have a dressmaker. And so anyone I work with, they pay the dressmaker directly for
yep,
her time and effort. So yeah, it's not a money-making thing. It's just, it's a gift that I
yeah.
have that I like to share with people.
That's wonderful. You bring joy to so many. That's
I
so
hope
nice.
so.
Yeah.
Again, one at a
Yep,
time.
one at a time, one at a time.
Yeah.
So in our pre-gaming, I was sharing with Kerry that I met her at the Global Beauty Awards a few years ago, and that her hair is the iconic view of Kerry. So I was like, "Oh my God, I love your hairstyle." And
Oh,
what? Go ahead. What did you tell me about? What?
for when I went natural, let's see, it's 11 years, 10 years, what's 2026? It's 11 years this
Wow.
month, in January, that I went natural. Best decision I ever made. So that's part of it. But you know, I have a little bit poofy hair, and we were, you know, having a giggle
Yeah.
about that. I got through the 1990s, you know, with poofy hair.
No, I love it. It's like no, everyone knows Lisa Rinna, which like her hairstyle, right? Jennifer
Exactly,
Aniston, her
exactly.
hairstyle. You have your
Well,
hairstyle that people know you.
that, and you know, we still talk about like a certain hairstyles of Bridget Bardot, and she
Right,
was from the 60s. You
right.
know, not everyone's going to necessarily know that, but a lot of people do. Like, I'm going to fix my hair like Bridget Bardot.
Right, right.
So
Yeah.
why not be known? It's a branding thing,
I
right?
was just going to say that it is a complete branding thing. So that is so you, and that's why that's
Yeah,
not why or how. That's one of the aspects when people see you, they recognize you because of that as well, and your
yes,
presence. So I love
yeah.
that.
So,
What is next for you?
Ooh. Next, as in within the next week or two, I'm leaving for London to speak at the International Pageant Expo. So that's going to be a really interesting, fun event. I think it's been going on a couple of years now, but this will be my first time going to it. And I lived in London during graduate school. So for me, it's a little bit of old home week to go
Oh,
back, and I'll get to spend a couple days and then travel up to Wolverhampton, where the actual expo is. So that's next week. And then after I get back, I'll have about 10 days. And then I'm headed to Sydney, Australia for a month, the entire month of March, where I'll be working on Ms. World Traveler. Oh, darn, it's a hard job. Somebody's got to do it.
wow. I think that is so wonderful. Are you also on Instagram?
Yes, it's Kerry, 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 Ms. World Traveler, and that's MS, Ms. World Traveler, Kerry, Ms. World Traveler. Yeah,
Perfect. So everyone can go follow you there. And what is the YouTube
absolutely.
channel?
It's Ms. World Traveler. So
Okay.
if you just Google YouTube Ms. World Traveler, it will come up. We
Fantastic.
have we have close to 250 episodes now. So
That's
yeah,
wonderful.
we've been doing this for a little over 3 years.
I am completely going to binge. This is fantastic.
Oh, good. We
Yes,
just finished nine segments on New York, and I was there for a month in October, and that was a lot of fun. We did lots of different things. So please go check it out.
absolutely. Yes. Oh my God, I love New York. We were just there in September. Was
Ooh, beautiful time of year to be there.
it was. I
Mm,
was actually this is so crazy, but I was actually featured on the NASDAQ billboard in Times Square.
really?
Yes.
Ooh,
Top
that's
Emporium
very cool.
Coach of the Year. It was very bougie. It was
Oh,
wonderful. Yeah. Thank
congratulations.
you.
Fabulous.
Yeah, no, it's all fun. It's all great.
Oh,
So
good.
everyone, please go follow Kerry, follow her journey. I hope and I know that this will inspire others to go travel solo. I've got this on my list. It is on my bingo card. I am not going to not do it. So
Good.
I'm totally
Then
going
you've
to.
been inspired. Yay.
Yes, exactly, exactly. What would be the one as we close out? What would be a gift, a mind shift that you would want other women to have
Mm.
as they embrace
Mm.
the next
Well, I don't know if it's a mind shift, but I like to say, it's never too late. And I close my show with, it's never too late to go somewhere new, try something different. And that's kind of the whole thing is, don't say someday I'm going to do this. And someday I hope to become a photographer.
yes.
Some days today. So it's never too late. Try right now, start right now, just borrowing from Nike, just do it.
Oh, fantastic. I absolutely adore you. I appreciate that
Oh,
you
thank
came
you,
on.
Renee. Appreciate it. Good to
Absolutely.
reconnect with you.
Yes, yes, yes. And everyone, please go follow Kerry and let's go travel and tag her in your travels so that you
Yes,
show her
yes.
how inspired
Good.
you've been. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining, for
Thank
listening.
you.
Please make sure that you like this episode and share this with someone that you know would love that little extra inspiration. So thank you all and stay tuned for the next Unapologetically Badass. Bye, all. Wrap for today, Queen, but don't just walk away inspired, walk away activated. If this episode lit a fire under your fabulous ass, hit that follow button, leave a review, and share it with your fiercest ride or die. Your support helps this podcast reach even more women who are ready to reclaim their power. And hey, if you're ready to look, feel, and earn like $1,000,000 freaking bucks, I've got an entire badass empire waiting for you. From confidence boosting merch to brand strategy, coaching, collagen, content, and everything in between, head on over to reneecabbonefleming.com or tap the link in the show notes. Pick your flavor of badass and let's turn midlife into your power era. Stay bold, stay unapologetic, and wear the damn crown.